Alright, today we're going to cover a tip that will help both your RDLs and also any sort of like kickstand RDL variation, and that's just to add a band around the waist. So this serves for a couple of good purposes here. A, it will really teach somebody, or if you're struggling with a hip hinge, it will teach this really good hip hinge pattern because it will just sort of split you in half and teach you to send your hips back, right? Sometimes I use a cue of, I think I got this from Nancy Newell, I always give credit where credit's due, but you want to send your belt buckle back to the wall behind you. Sometimes that's a little bit hard of a concept to understand, but if you've done this variation with a band, it really helps because it sort of serves as the belt buckle or as the belt itself. So then you can just send that back to the wall, right, and almost let the band pull you into position here. The other good purpose of the band is as you get to the top of a Romanian deadlift, your RDL, single leg RDL, any of those things, that's when the glutes really start to kick in. But that's where if you're using like a barbell or dumbbells, we start to lose a little bit of that tension from the weight just because how gravity works and how it will pull that weight down towards the floor. But if we're using the band, now the glutes have something to press against at the top of the movement. So we just pick them up, and all you're gonna do is block out, gain a little tension, right? You don't need to like snap the band, but there can be some tension on this band, and then the band's just gonna send you right back into that hinge, and then at the top, we're just gonna lean against it. Now, I do want you to be careful that you're not just like driving the band forward, we're just finishing nice and tall, and you might even lean at a little bit of an angle here, just because of where the tension of the band is, and then that band's just gonna pull you back, so belt buckle to the wall behind you, and then back up. And it will look exactly the same if we're doing any sort of like single leg kickstand variation, where boom, band just gonna pull me back, and then I'm gonna put a little tension into that band at the top, and you're probably gonna feel that glute a little bit more at the top of that single leg deadlift or Romanian deadlift, whatever you're doing there. So that's this week's little tip, is just add a little band around the waist and let me know how it feels.